The tension between Russia and Ukraine is getting massive as the day goes by. Every country in the world is consciously and subconsciously taking sides, some with the almost defenseless Ukrainians, others with the brutal Russians. There are those, however, that are somehow neutral, believing in world peace and not sanctioning one country over the other. And that category is the wealthiest man on earth, Elon Musk. But if Elon is neutral, then why has there been a back and forth between the man and the Russian government? Are there any hidden agendas, or is it plain old clout? This is what we'll be looking at in today's video. It is no news that Russia and Ukraine are at loggerheads. Well, even more than loggerheads, the war between these two has taken a whole new turn for the worse. While the world power has expressed their concern and hope for Ukraine, others have tried to broker peace between the warring parties. The war that has continued for 4 months now has left Ukrainians internally displaced, infrastructures lost, and an economy in shambles. The Russians also have had their share of the negative output of the war, enduring sections from major markets and having their economy wobbly because of the amount they are spending to prove a point. However, Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla, SpaceX, and Starlink, amongst others, are actively involved not in the war, but in the amelioration of dire consequences of war. Seeing as Russians are bombarding Ukraine with bombs every day, cutting off their internet support, and taking them from a tad bit into the Stone Age, Elon decided to step in with his Starlink, providing Starlink dishes for Ukraine. You would think that Elon Musk, being a businessman, would stay out of the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, but it's actually the reverse. While the man has expressed genuine intolerance for violence and the attendant destruction of lives, properties, businesses, and economy that comes with war, he did not go the extra mile to sanction or favor one side over the other. This goes to show how much of a self-willed man Elon is. Since the war began, he has been very vocal about the dastardly act Russian forces are perpetrating in Ukraine. Owing to the much destruction that has rocked the Ukrainian threshold, internet facilities and other satellite functions have been cut off. This explains why Elon Musk delivered a shipment of his internet-enabled Starlink to Ukraine. This shipment came less than 48 hours after he announced that his company would be sending support to Ukraine. Ukraine's Minister for Digital Works, Mikhailo Fedorov, expressed gratitude to Elon on Twitter. Tagging Musk, Fedorov posted that Starlink was here in Ukraine. This was accompanied by a picture showing more than 3 dozen boxes of the company's user kits in the back of a truck. Each of these masterpiece technologies comprises a user terminal to connect to the satellites, a mounting tripod, and a Wi-Fi router. Although the picture showed more than 3 dozen Starlink devices, we do not know for sure how many of these kits were delivered to Ukraine. Elon Musk replied to Fedorov's tweet with a heartfelt tweet, "You are most welcome." Starlink is now very active in Ukraine, helping the country and their citizens reach their maximum capacity with high-speed internet. Apparently, some people were not happy with its involvement of Elon in the war. Russian leaders did not like the fact that Elon was providing this much-needed facility to the Ukrainians. The arguments and confrontation began immediately after the Starlink kits were delivered to Ukraine. Elon's feud with Putin. While Russia and Ukraine are in a rage of bombs and bullets, Elon Musk and the government of Russia are in a Twitter war. Well, we don't know what began the Twitter exchange, but we can speculate that the Russians see Elon's involvement as a threat and as such have been a tad bit hostile to the man. Elon tweeted, and he most certainly did so unapologetically, a rather bizarre tweet saying, "I hereby challenge Vladimir Putin to single combat." He added, "Stakes are Ukraine. Do you agree to this fight?" This was indeed a very strange tweet, but then, are not all geeks strange people? Elon, claiming that he has absolute freedom of speech, did not go back to explain the cryptically clear tweet, but went on as though nothing happened. The Russian government did not let the tweet slide, as they replied, through the Director General of the Space Agency, Dmitry Rogozin, "You, little devil, are still young. Compete with me, weakling. It would only be a waste of time." This interesting skirmish between the Tesla CEO and the head of Russia's space agency began on March 14th. This was after Elon Musk's post on his personal Twitter page. Elon Musk replied to Rogozin's tweet with a meme where he carried heavy artillery. This meme was attacked yet again by Dmitry, with Elon's old tweet where he said that he made most of his recording while sitting on the toilet. He implored Musk to leave the restroom to start negotiations. Elon had the last word with a quote from the idiot field of Mikhailovich Dostoevsky on Rogozin's blog, suggesting that his opponent organize a book club. The row ended on Musk's terms, but the tension did not die down. In reaction to another Twitter user's remark about how Putin would win any fight, Musk tweeted, "If Putin could so easily humiliate the West, then he would easily accept the challenge, but he will not." The debacle was like MMA fighters boasting about who would defeat the other in combat. It was considered by analysts and political scientists a rather odd time for this kind of confrontation at a time when Ukraine's burning and Russia's economy is drastically caving in. Russia's contentious incursion of Ukraine has already left millions displaced, thousands dead, and the economy of both countries in near shambles. It's an enormous humanitarian catastrophe, not an opportunity for Musk to create a spectacle out of. Well, while some people think this is just a ploy to drive the world's community away from what matters, others believe that Musk has a right to air his grievances against the Russians. But would it not be hypocritical of him to air his grievances and still be a party to the Russian economy? That was not the only tweet in the Twitter space from Elon Musk. The Tesla boss went on to post a meme of a character from Narcos, a show on Netflix. This tweet came before the challenge tweet, and it garnered a plethora of reactions. This character was sitting on a porch swing with a caption, "Netflix waiting for the war to end to make a movie about a black Ukraine guy falls in love with a transgender Russian soldier." This post garnered a whole lot of reactions from Twitter holders. Some did not understand the tweet, while others just went on without trying to decipher it. Another tweet followed, still by Musk. This was even more cryptic than the former one. In this post, the centibillionaire writes, "There is beauty to the biological substrate." Musk has made an effort to be a thorn in Putin's side since the unprovoked invasion of Ukraine. His tweets and providing internet services to Ukraine are just one way to start. Elon Musk taunted Russian officials earlier last month after the head of its space program brushed off U.S. sanctions on Moscow for launching an all-out war on Ukraine. Elon's treatment of Russians. One would expect that Elon would feel greatly contentious with Russians, but that is not the case. Despite all this row, Musk did not stop treating Russia and Russians well. This does not mean he supports the insurrection. It just means he is human enough to recognize the importance of world peace. Elon understands that conflict is not the way out. This is why he does not attack Russian citizens as other people do. However, he has expressed his solidarity with Ukraine in the war. He is one of the few people who diffuse the global situation and gives a chance for diplomatic relations between governments. A discussion about Tesla electric cars, which have not been presented in Russia officially before, took place last year. The government of Russia said that if Elon is interested in their markets, then his meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin is not excluded. The press secretary of the Russian president, Dmitry Peskov, said, "You and I know that Elon Musk is not represented in our market, but we hope that our market will become attractive for him over time, and then we do not exclude communication with the president. Right now, we believe all we can hope for is peace." Although the world is in a tense place right now, Elon Musk believes that we don't have to destroy humanity and properties to prove a point. The war has not been favorable for both sides. Ukraine lost properties, and Russia has lost money with a lot of sanctions stabbed on her. Do check out the next video YouTube has recommended for you. Before you leave, comment your thoughts about the war and the toll it's taking on the parties involved. Be sure to subscribe to our channel, entertain yourself with our amazing content, and tap on the thumbs up button. We'll see you in the next video. See you.